Okay, you're good to go.
Okay, thank you. Good evening and welcome to our regular board meeting for February. And we like to call our board meeting to order, and board meeting order is called at 6 p.m. We have roll call. Jim Anderson,
Present.
Dr. Falvo Lang,
Here.
Maria Higgy,
Here.
Carmelita Smith,
Here.
Cindy Sutter,
Here.
and Dan Sutter is here. Move to in memoriam. We want to extend our sincere condolences to families of the following people that have passed away since our last meeting. We've got a list of those that we serve, and that is Dixie Maley. Dixie, age 76, passed away on Monday, January 25th. She received services from the SSA department. Tyrone Etrez Marsh. Tyrone, age 56, passed away Friday, January 15th. He attended the REM Day program and received services from the SSA department. Caroline Denise Foster. Caroline, age 53, passed away Tuesday, January 19th. Caroline previously attended the Start DD workshop program and also received services from the SSA department. James Cupp. James, age 64, passed away Monday, January 25th. James attended the Gentle Brook Day program and received services from the SSA department. Harry William Schultz. Harry, age 55, passed away Sunday, January 24th. He was involved in the SSA department for many years. And William Billy Aaron Dovisak. Billy, age 45, passed away Tuesday, February 2nd. He worked at the North Canton Acme for 25 years and received services from the SSA department. Betty Jean Buck. Betty Jean, age 66, passed away Saturday, February 13th. She received services from the SSA department and worked at the Stark County Board DD workshops. Dallas Howard Stacy. Dallas, age 79, passed away Tuesday, January 12th. He received services from the SSA department. Enrico Roberto Caruso. Enrico, age 71, passed away Tuesday, February 16th. He received services from the SSA department. Gracie Jail Wilson. Gracie, age 21, passed away Wednesday, February 17th. She received services from the SSA department. We have two former employees that passed away. Cheryl Lovejoy. Cheryl, age 64, passed away Sunday, January 31st. Cheryl worked for the Start DD for 30 years before retiring in April 2020. She began as part of the custodial crew and then oversaw central records until her retirement. And then Barbara Emile Royer. Barbara, age 70, passed away Sunday, January 31st. Barbara worked for the Board and Adult Services at Lester Higgins Workshop for 25 years before retiring in 2014. So let's have a moment of silence for those we serve and former employees to honor their life and passing. Okay, thank you. We have a retiree that we want to recognize, and Connie will present to us.
Okay. Good evening, board. We have one retiree we'd like to recognize, and that's Judy Palmer. Judy is retiring on February 26, 2021. Judy has been a clerk in our SSA department for 20 years. Judy is a pretty big animal lover, as you can see. And we want to just express our appreciation and thanks to Judy for her years of service and wish her well in her retirement. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, now need a motion to approve the minutes from our annual organization and regular board meetings held January 26th.
Hickey moves.
Second,
Anderson seconds.
any additions, revisions, or corrections?
No.
With none, all in favor of approval of board meeting minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. No abstentions. The minutes are approved. We at this time will entertain anyone for public speaks. Do we have anybody there for public speaks? Okay, we'll move on. Moving on to the president's report. We're having an abbreviated board meeting this evening. As a reminder, once the meeting's over, we'll leave the meeting and click on the link that Bill sent us yesterday. For our audience, we will be having a board training, which will be provided by Jeff Davis, State Director of the Ohio Department of Developmental Disabilities. With that, I conclude the President's report, and we now have the Superintendent's report, where I look forward to hearing about our upcoming Disability Awareness Month.
Yes, thank you, Dan. We're very excited. March is knocking on the door, and that is by tradition a March Awareness Month. We will be having our ambassadors. We'll be hearing from Lisa Paramore at our next board meeting, who will be highlighting the abilities of people with disabilities. We also conclude the month with our community report, and that is published in the Canton Repository. So our board in service is coming up. I did get a call from Director Davis just before. So he was supposed to provide budget testimony for the upcoming biennium budget at 4 o'clock. He was delayed. So we'll have him on at 20 after 6. So he's just running, he's in traffic trying to make it home, but he will be still able to speak to us. So we're very excited about that. So with that, that really concludes the superintendent's report this evening.
Okay, thank you. So we've got our committee and department reports, which are in our packets that were sent to us. Are there any additions or deletions that need to be made? With none, moving on, we do not have any old business or new business. So at this time, we'll have a review of policy slated for first reading, in which Connie will review with us.
Policy 2.13, Family Support Services, was revised. A short phrase was added to the policy to state that an individual or family member could be reimbursed for expenses incurred by a contracted entity representing the board. And also, the Ohio Administrative Code reference was added at the end of the policy. Policy 3.01, Safety Program, did have a very minor revision. We did add language to the policy which references that assessing and evaluating security practices and procedures is also an initiative that's overseen by the Administrative Safety Committee. Policy 3.09, Photography, Documenting Injuries of Individuals, was reviewed with no changes. Policy 4.12, Personal Days. This policy is being represented, as was mentioned during the second reading of policies at our January board meeting. The policy has now been revised to include that a personal day is awarded to those employees who successfully complete the annual wellness program, and also to employees who achieve a service milestone, and those service milestones are recognized at each 5-year increments. Policy 4.17, Equal Employment Opportunity and Affirmative Action Policy. That policy was reviewed with no changes recommended. Policy 5.10, Preschool Program Discipline. Policy 5.22, Bus Engine Idling. Policy 6.11, Network Security. And Policy 6.22, Electronic Signatures, were all reviewed with no changes recommended. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Now we've got One financial resolution. We've got resolution 020921, approving the board expenditures for January. I need a motion.
Anderson motions.
Second,
Alva Lang seconds.
and discussion from Lee.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. So our first month into 2021, we had 619,000 in local revenues, 214,000 in state revenues, 257,000 in federal. Total revenues for the month of 1.09 million. We did have 2 payrolls for the month of 1.18 million. Total benefits paid of 179,000. Total other expenses of 1.2 million, giving us total expenses of 2.5 million, with our expenses exceeding our revenues by just under 1.5 million. I won't go into year-to-date
Shut it off.
details as of yet. It's mainly due to timing, any variance that you see right now. Looking down at the bottom for our cash, we began the year with 53.6 million. We carried over 1.14 million in 2020 POs, giving us unencumbered cash of 52.46 million at the beginning of January. For 2021, we have opened 16.5 million in purchase orders. With our negative financial position, that gives us 34.5 million in unencumbered cash at the end of January. Noticing any year-to-date variance from last year, mainly due to the EF-MAP benefit that we've seen over the past year due to health emergency. Looking at our budget versus actual, we have year-to-date revenues of 1.09 million at 2.14% of what we expect to receive. Total expenses of 2.57 million at 4.86% of what we expect to receive. Ending budget balance at the end of January of 33.8 million, again, mostly consisting of personnel services and waiver match, currently unencumbered. Looking at our 2020 purchase orders carried over, again, we carried over 1.14 million, paid 208,000 during the month of January, canceled 266,000 during the month of January, so we remain at 666,000 at the end of January. Now, resolution 020921, we see the week-by-week breakdown of our 2 payrolls. Nothing note to, out of either of those payrolls specifically. And then the non-payroll week-by-week totaling 1.38 million. If there are no questions, requesting approval of resolution 020921.
Okay, all in favor of the resolution, say aye.
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 Opposed, say nay. No abstentions. Financials for January are approved. So moving on to second reading of board policies presented at the January board meeting will be presented by Connie.
Policy 2.28, enabling community employment through transportation support. Policy 2.32, procurement card program. Policy 3.1, powered industrial trucks. Policy 4.08, outside employment, and policy 4.13, bullying policy, were all reviewed with no changes recommended. Policy 4.46, employment benefits, did have a revision. A sentence was added about notification of employees who are newly eligible for health insurance during open enrollment as a result of the Affordable Health Care Act. And policies 6.02, backup policy, and policy 6.10, network access authentication, were both reviewed with no changes recommended. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. That gives us resolution 021021, provides approval for board policies presented for second reading. I need a motion.
Higgy moves.
In a second.
Anderson seconds.
Thank you. And any further discussion? With none, all in favor of the board policies for second reading, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed, say nay. No abstentions. Board policies are approved. As mentioned, we were having a short meeting today, so I now need a motion to adjourn.
I'll motion that.
And a
Alva Lang
second.
seconds.
Thank you. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay.
Aye.
No abstentions. We are now adjourned at 6:15. Thank you. Have a great month.
Yeah, so we'll go ahead and leave this